Alright, can we just pretend that like the last two videos never happened, cause they were really rubbish. The unboxing one, I kept saying I'd do stuff and then I wouldn't do it. They were just dead bad. This is Peacemaker #1 from the DC Comics Company. I think it's got a really crap cover. It doesn't really show the title star that well, and it's not exactly clear what is happening. But all of that is very appropriate for this comic. Peacemaker, he is, at best, a D-list guest star for a comic book. If you're going to spin him off into his own book, you have really got a lot of legwork to do. I've read loads of stories with him in, Suicide Squad stuff, but I still didn't really know the character or his origin, didn't know what his deal is. I just know that he is a guy who guns around and shoots people, and he wears a funky looking hat while doing so. There is a terrorist attack on an American/Russian peace summit conference thingy, and this is all just a way to introduce us, the reader, to Peacemaker. He shows up in his plane copter thingy, the Pace Copter, and he gets involved in a conflict, mainly by shooting people while wearing a funky looking hat. For what it is, I suppose it is fine, but this comic just isn't very good. He has got an imaginary friend, or he is crazy, or he is hearing voices. That's the other thing about Peacemaker. He's meant to be a bit insane and crazy. Then we have got them evil comic gatesers, and they're doing all the comic gateser salutes, and there's Nathan Van Scribbler's logo, and I don't need any of this stuff, thank you very much. Then we have got all these supporting characters who are different now, and who the book don't set up very well. There's this one, she's the most interesting because she is Pacemaker's psychologist, but he doesn't realise that. She is disguised as like a sexy chambermaid, and Pacemaker just thinks she's that, but she's secretly getting him to like open up to her, and she's psychoanalyzing him. And this is really promising because it might lead to a really sexy female on male rape where she just abuses her position and manipulates him into letting her ride him. And I can't wait for that issue. But until then, we get some original stuff on Peacemaker, his backstory, and I can't say it's very interesting. His dad was a comic gateser, and then Peacemaker, when he was old enough, he joined the Marines, and it was Vietnam, and he was involved in a massacre, and he was brought up on charges. And we're getting all this information, but very little about how or why he became Peacemaker, or what was going on with his life, or why he is a bit mental. Then we're introduced to the villain, who is awful. He's just a yellow peril thing. Really dull, embarrassing, Lopan, Ming, that sort of rubbish. Not interesting, not scary, just incredibly dated. Then we have got another scene with Peacemaker and the other people. There's this woman here. I don't know if it's his mum or his girlfriend. And regardless of which it is, I'll likely imply that they should fuck anyway. Actually, there is a line of dialogue. Let us find it. It's on this page. There. Here is the level of clunky expositional writing we have. Why do I get the feeling you care more about your machines than you do about people? Peacemaker, he hears his Nazi dad telling him to do stuff like donate a Skyver frog. And this page, I think this is the closest the book has to doing something interesting or making us care about Peacemaker or see some semblance of an interesting character. When he was little, he walked in on his dad killing himself, and he has kept this a secret from everyone. But before Peacemaker can become too compelling, he gets an alert that there is another terrorist attack, and he says goodbye, and I'm still not sure if this is his mum or his girlfriend. I have got a job to do, no matter what it takes. Some more quality dialogue there. I haven't mentioned yet, but Peacemaker, he is one of them charlatan characters like Captain Atomant and Blue Beetles, Mr. Questions. DC bought them all up, and unlike those other three, Peacemaker, he's nowhere near their level of potential. The charlatan lot, they're weird. There's great characters like Captain Atomant and Blue Beetles and Mr. Questions. And then there are duds. And there's no real middle ground. I suppose 90 sides is the closest we get to that. But this story ends with Peacemaker going off to have an adventure. It'll probably be filled with action and dialogue and people, and I didn't recommend this. It never made us care for Peacemaker, and I was trying hard to. Still not really sure what his deal is. I give this comic my infamous Golden Splat Award, and I rate it 7 thumbs up.